Good afternoon, students. Today's class is very special. You know why? Today we are going to study inside our school campus, outside the classroom. Look, now we are inside our Francis, in front of our beautiful garden. Let us start our today's topic inside this campus. Have you ever noticed this plant? It is bougainvillea. And bougainvillea, this is the plant flower beautifully covered with bracts. So bract is the part of our topic flower. What is a bract? When a flower arises in the axil of a leaf-like structure, that is known as bract. Here in case of bougainvillea, the bract is beautifully colored. Look, here it is very clearly visible. White colored part, that is the flower, and the flower surrounded with the help of pink colored petal like, it's not petal, bract. Now let us start with our topic, that is description of different parts of flower. So once again, as previous class revision, flower is a modified shoot, and the flower in this picture, that is a complete flower. What is a complete flower? A flower with both male and female parts, that is androecium and gynoecium is present. This flower in which both androecium and gynoecium is present, that is why it is a complete flower. So different parts of the flower, holding part, that is the pedicel, then thalamus, cup-shaped part, calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium. So these are the parts. So here in this picture also, all these parts are clearly visible. So that is why this flower is a complete flower, a bisexual flower. Otherwise it is called hermaphrodite flower. Or if any of the flower, if androecium or gynoecium, if it is missing, then it is called incomplete flower, or it is unisexual flower. So parts of a flower, the first part, that is the calyx, and calyx, that is otherwise called sepals. Calyx is the outermost whorl of the flower. In this picture it is very clear. Sometimes it consists of 3 to 5 sepals which are green in color, and it is look like that of small leaves. In some plants the sepals are beautifully colored. An example is gulmohar. So such type of a sepal, that is called petaloid sepal, because it is beautifully colored. Gulmohar is called a flame of the forest because of its appearance, beautifully colored yellow and red colored flowers, that is the flame of the forest. And here in case of sepals, the sepals may be free from each other in some plants, that is example in case of mustard. Or some of the petals, that this sepals, they are fused and it give a funnel shaped appearance, that is called gamosepalous. If the sepals are free, then that it is called polysepalous. Now what are the functions of this sepals? Sepals enclose and protect the inner part of the flower in the bud stage. And here one picture that I will show you, you can see. Here in this picture that you can see the bud of a hibiscus flower. So the function of that sepal is that which protect the inner part of the flower in the bud stage. And another function is that The sepals contain chlorophyll. That is why they can synthesize their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Together with the petals, they also attract the birds and insects for pollination. So these are the functions of sepals. So sepals, otherwise it is called calyx. Sometimes they are free or they are fused together. Function is that encloses and protect the inner part of the flower in the bud stage. Sepals contain chlorophyll, that is where they can prepare food by photosynthesis. And together with the petals, they attract the birds and insects for pollination. The next part of the flower, that is corolla, or corolla, that is otherwise called petals. Here in this picture that you can see hibiscus flower, 5 petals are there. The corolla is the most conspicuous part in the flower because it is sometimes brightly colored, some of them they are white colored. So this complete part that is made up of petals. So here in petals also, in some flowers the petals are fused and give a funnel shaped appearance. In some flowers the petals are free. So that is why if they are free then it is polypetalous. If they are fused then it is called gamopetalous. So what are the functions of this petals? It is beautifully colored, brightly colored, which helps to attract insects for pollination. And some petals are centered with nectaries which produce sugary nectar, and this nectar which is helps to attract insects for pollination. And the petals protect the stamens and the pistil. So these are the functions of petals. So this is another flower, pansy flower. Here also you can see the petals that is beautifully colored, and this type of color which is helps to attract the insects for pollination. Here in case of this picture, the petals are arranged in different way. Some of them they are funnel shaped, some of the petals, some of them they are free. So different types of flowers that you can see here in this picture. The next part of the flower, that is androecium. Androecium is otherwise called stamens. So number of stamens are vary in flowers, that vary from few to large numbers. And each stamen consists of a long filament and an anther. Anther is present at the tip of the filament. The anther is mainly two-lobed, and each lobe that it is having pollen sac, and within the pollen sac that which contain pollen grains. The pollen grains when fully matured they rupture and they release the pollen grains. The pollen grains are yellow colored and powdery substances, and it is in different size and shape, and it is helps in pollination. They are light in weight. So these pollen grains are carried from one flower to another flower with the help of various agents. Water, wind, insects, they are the pollinating agents. And the pollinating agents like insects, when they get entered inside the flower, the pollen grains are sticking with their body. When the same insect visit another flower, the pollen grains are falling there, the stigma region of the flower, and pollination is taking place. So here in case of the stamens, the androecium, it is arranged in different ways. So another picture that which shows the structure of stamen. Again the stamen, here the filament is very clear, and the tip of the filament a bilobed structure is there, that is the anther, and the anther totally covered with powdery substance, that is the pollen grains. So in androecium, stamens are arranged in different way. Some of them they are free, some of them they are joined. Based on that, based on the joining of stamens, they are either monoadelphous. The diagram that which shows monoadelphous. The stamens are united in one group by their filaments, only anthers are free. Hibiscus is a very good example. And in this picture that you can see, filament is visible and the anther, that is the upper yellow colored part. This is called monoadelphous. Another category of joining of stamens, that is diadelphous. Here you can see this is the pea flower. The filaments are united in two bundles. Out of 10 filaments, 9 stamens form a single structure and one separate. One part that is free. 9 plus 1. So that type of an arrangement, that is called diadelphous. Then the third type of arrangement of stamens, that is called polyadelphous. So here in this picture that you can see monoadelphous, diadelphous and polyadelphous. Polyadelphous, the filaments are united in several groups. Bombyx is an example. So like this way, arrangement of stamens, they are monoadelphous, diadelphous and polyadelphous. Now the next part of the flower, that is gynoecium or carpel. Gynoecium is also known as pistil. And here in case of this gynoecium, three different parts: stigma, style and ovary. Stigma is the terminal lobe-like part. That is, sometimes it is divided it into lobes. And they are either covered with the feathery substances or hair-like structures, or it is sticky. And it serves as a landing place for pollen grains. The pollen grains are carried by wind or insects. They landed over the stigma, and from there the pollen tube is developing, and that which is helps it to carry the male gametes towards the ovary. Next part is the style. It is the tubular cylinder stalk with connect the stigma to the ovary. And last swollen green part, that is the ovary and the basal portion, and here inside minute bead-like structures are present, that is called ovules. The ovules are connected to the ovary wall with the help of a sticky substance, that is called placenta. Here in this picture, that is the cross-section of pistil. Stigma, style and ovary, and the inside the ovary, ovules are present. So today's our topic is over, but still we are inside our school campus. So today, general description of the floral parts that I was explained to you, that is calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium. So next class we will continue this chapter, the flower, with another topic. Till then, take care. Thank you.